how significant are the Houthi attacks on Israel in the context of the broader Middle East resistance to its occupation policies?
Unfortunately, from the near perspective, there are no facts or support that would the Houthis attack would achieve. On the contrary, they never provided anything on the ground, or at least to mitigate the state of humanitarian against the Palestinians. It's their only فقط they only just give alarm to the Israeli to go to their own shelters, and it goes in the system of Iran Axis that is trying as much as possible as to hit the Israeli dips and the state of occupation. But rather, he contributed along with Israel to hit the Arab security to the Red Sea and the Arab island, as well as the path of the international maritime. And I can see that targeting the Houthis aren't only from the Houthis, but the guardian of prosperity made by the US and Britain, where ultimately it is hitting the Yemeni dips and, of course, damaged the Yemeni interests.
Now, some analysts argue that these attacks are part of an Iranian strategy to counterbalance Israel's aggression. What's your take on that?
Ultimately, we should to put what is made by the Houthis in its right context. They are militias working according to the Iran system in the region, either in Lebanon, Yemen, and Iraq, and previously in Syria. Now, Tehran practically lost what they've done in Syria and violated the Iraqi militia. Today, there is nothing left of what the militias of Houthi is trying to do. And I think it is a type of the political suicide. The Houthis are not able, for many reasons, to continue hitting the Israeli sites. In the meantime, they are trying to enter the region in a way or another in a state of worried. We should indicate that the Israelis to continue hitting Gaza are one of the main reasons to the presence of the concern in the Arab region, especially in the Middle East. Therefore, Israel should be complied to the international pressure, particularly upon the arrival of Donald Trump, to stop the hostilities as well as the genocide in order to spare the pretext that the Houthis and the other militias are doing their attack based on.
Right. Now, given the advanced weaponry employed by the Houthis, how effective has Israel's military response been so far?
Firstly, Houthis has inherited the armed arsenal that were in the Sana'a, in the capital. In the meantime, Sana'a has 2,500 of a coastal line as a vast area, several of pirates and the armed mafia to deliver the several houses of different types of missiles. Therefore, the Iranian expert in Sana'a, by the assistance of the Houthis, to make it or manufacture it. And of course, they are advanced, and it has military capabilities. There are no estimation of their numbers, but they're trying as much as possible to achieve some sort of victories by using one missile or two in different periods. The dilemma that we are before, that the Houthis militia do not spare themselves a way to go back. They've nothing but two solutions. The first one is to have a victory against Israel, which is a dramatic and dilemma, cannot be isn't applicable. And the other thing that would have the same fate as Hezbollah, that would require a long time and the assistance of the Western intelligence, and then the infrastructure of Yemen will be demolished at large, and the humanitarian crisis at large, based on the international report that stipulated that 85% of the Yemenis are at the line of poverty, and therefore would cause a great crisis. And the Houthis aren't concerned about it, and they think that they wouldn't lose anything. They do not concern about the internal situation in Yemen, rather the humanitarian crisis of the Yemenis.
What does the Houthi strategy tell us about the group's long-term objectives and their role in resisting Israeli aggression?
From my own perspective, they have no two types of objectives. First one, tactical objectives, by saying to the word, I'm here in a very sensitive area, in the geopolitical area, such as the Red Sea and the Bab el-Mandab Strait, and I can harm the international maritime, should be seen as a real player in the region. This is a regional objective. Their international goal, what does Iran wish to achieve in the whole world, and say to the whole world that I dominate, and I'm in the Arab Gulf, and I have the support from my allies in Bab el-Mandab Strait, and I'm capable, while being excluded, to provide or make a great damages of the current landscape. Therefore, the bed of the Palestinian case, we've seen in the past through the Iranian axis, as the Palestinian cause is the Arab central cause of the Arab Street, and before everybody, they have nothing better than the Palestinian cause through which they bid in, and which is not true, as they claiming that they support the Palestinian, as they've seen in anywhere else in Iraq.
Yes.
And they have also a set of objectives that achieve for them a presence in the reality, through which they try to achieve some of the international and regional objectives.